I thought I'd just do a quick review for you of some oval placemats that I got from a Hobbycraft. For a long time on my list of classes to do was to do some Quilt as you go table mats. So that was a project for our craft members last month. So I've already made them. I've already washed one just so we can see the difference, because the mats are made of Bosal, and having made bags from them before, I know that the properties of it changes when it's been washed. So I wanted to see how that would affect it. So what it was is these oval placemats. They came in a pack of 4, and it was with this Craft-Tex double-sided fusible plus, made by Bosal, which is they do foam and wadding. It's machine washable and dry cleanable, 100% polyester, and it just takes the guesswork out of sizing your placemats. Now, what they do say, the instruction comes with some instructions, and it just says to put 1 layer of fabric on one side and 1 layer on the other. Just wanted to change it up a bit because I could. And what we've done is actually done a quilt as you go method on them, using fabric strips. So this one is one that's not been washed. So I thought I'd show you the difference between the two. Used 2-inch strips of fabric just randomly to form the pattern on the top. Used a plain piece of fabric on the back. You can see the quilting lines there where we've added the strips, and I've added binding. For this one, it was attached by machine to the back, brought across to the front, and then machine finished on the front. So very simple to do, quite a nice project. So that is your placemat before you've washed it. Now, it reminds me very much, the feel of it, of the foam placemats we had as children. It just has that same sort of texture to it, the same sort of feel between your fingers. Once it's washed, as you can see, it's quite firm there. When it's washed, it's a lot more supple, a lot softer. It's not so springy, but it still has those heat resisting qualities to it. It doesn't allow the heat to go through. Now, the other thing about it is, you'll notice if you look very closely that it shrinks. If you're expecting it, it's not a problem, and I knew this was going to happen, but I just wanted to show you so that you would be aware when you do it as well. It's lengthways, it shrunk more than it has widthways, and that could be to do with the fact of how we've applied the fabric to the front. It's still a good size table mat, and even though it's a bit more crinkly, I've washed it, did a cool wash, 30 degrees, and then I dried it flat, and then I've pressed it. So it's still, you can see sort of wrinkles in it, but I don't mind that. It still serves its purpose. Where we've stitched, those lines it's more easy to fold across there. So whether you would want to think about that in the future, whether you wanted to put line stitching across and just leave it with one fabric either side, that's a decision for you to make. On the whole, I'm happy with them. I think I was prepared for what was going to happen. If you're not prepared for what was going to happen after you washed, you could be disappointed. So if you buy them and use them, be aware of that. Also, think if you don't want it to be able to be sort of more bendy and foldable in places, then stick to the instructions inside where you've got one fabric one side and one the other. The other way around that is that you can piece your fabric to go on the top and then cut it to fit your mat and not actually quilt it onto the mat. So that is an option, another option that you can use. So that's your Bosal placemats from Hobbycraft. If I was going to do placemats again, I would use them again. I don't have a problem with them. So I thought those are some pointers for you to look out for and to be aware of if you were trying them. If you make some, I'd love to see them. So do come and share them. If you have any comments on how if you've used the Bosal before and how you found it, it'd be interesting to hear those comments too. So to keep up to date with more reviews and hints and tips, make sure that you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. They'll be coming on at regular intervals, so subscribe and keep up to date with those. If you have any comments at all, or if you have something that you'd like me to review, or if you have any other questions, craft related, that you would like answers to, do contact me and I'll do my best to answer those shortly. So goodbye for now, and I'll speak soon.